Monastery. I met a girl who was constantly shouting the most rude, and intensely bleep things. It was shocking to hear in a holy place. Her mom eventually came over and explained the background to me. It turned out this girl had a stalker. I've never really talked about this stuff to Westerners because I know people who didn't grow up in the culture won't get it. But I need to get these stories out there. If you don't know anything about the Ethiopian Orthodox tradition, we have these ancient monasteries called Jetamat and holy water sites called Table. The boundary between the physical and spiritual worlds is treated as incredibly thin there, and spiritual warfare/deliverance is just a normal, everyday part of life. People also traditionally believe in were-hyenas called Yesujib, literally human hyena tied to the concept of the evil eye Buddha, where people can supposedly shape-shift or curse you. When I was a kid, I actually had a Buddha experience where my hair was targeted, and after that, my long hair literally became short, full of hair bugs, and the texture changed permanently. But the things I witnessed later at the monasteries were on a whole different level. Story 1. The lady who knew my nails. The first crazy thing happened when I was climbing a steep, muddy mountain path to a monastery for a baptism. In our church, there are strict rules before you enter holy ground: complete modesty, no makeup, and your nails must be cut short. I was young and liked my nails long, so I hadn't cut them. Because the path was slick, I started slipping and falling behind. There was a massive crowd, with at least 10 people between me and this one woman further up the path. She had her back to me the entire time, had never turned around, and we had never met. Out of nowhere, without even glancing back, she shouted to the crowd, "She's slipping because her nails are heavy." My heart dropped. How could she possibly know that? Later, when we reached the holy water, that exact same woman completely broke down. She was possessed. The moment she entered the water, she started screaming violently and couldn't leave. It was like she was physically trapped by an invisible wall until the deliverance was over. Whatever was inside her had sensed me on that mountain. Story 2. The pool and the mute confrontation. Years later, I was at a completely different monastery. I'd been there many times, but this specific day the energy felt entirely different. A group of us girls were standing inside a natural pool of holy water. Suddenly, a woman who was clearly possessed walked straight through the water, locked her eyes right onto mine, and said, "So I see, you're the mute one?" In deliverance traditions, a mute spirit is one that tries to stay quiet and hidden so it won't be driven out. The second she said that, I went into this weird state. I was still fully conscious in myself, but I completely lost control of my physical body. I can't even name what the feeling was, but the atmosphere turned into absolute chaos. People all around us were crying and begging to be let go. The woman who confronted me tried to scramble out of the pool, but right before my eyes, an unseen force physically hurled her backward into the water. No one was touching her. She would try to climb out, and something invisible would violently throw her back in, while she shrieked. Story 3. The dark magic filter. At another monastery, I met a girl who was constantly shouting the most rude, and intensely bleep things. It was shocking to hear in a holy place. Her mom eventually came over and explained the background to me. It turned out this girl had a stalker who kept begging her to marry him. She kept refusing, so the guy went to a tanky, a witch doctor/sorcerer who deals in dark magic, to curse her. The spirit completely took over her filter, making her say awful things that completely contradicted her actual personality, just to ruin her life. Story 4. The Pagum tree. Bleep the funny one to end on a lighter note. This last one is hilarious looking back. In Ethiopia, we have a 13th month called Pagum, which is only 5 or 6 days long. Orthodox Christians view it as a holy month, to the point where, if it rains, we don't look for shelter, we let it wash over, because we believe it's holy water. I was at my local church, which was surrounded by huge trees, and the place was packed. Some possessed people were screaming around the ground. But then I looked up. Standing way up on a massive tree branch was a bleep lady in her late 50s. She was not athletic at all, so how she scaled this tree is a miracle in itself. She was perched up there cursing everyone out. For some reason, she locked eyes with me, targeted me, and started launching pine cones. She clocked me right in the neck. I was standing pretty far away, so her aim was honestly elite. The spooky tension immediately evaporated. My friend couldn't stop laughing. All the younger people around us started laughing at me, and everyone else just went back to doing the classic ignore the possessed lady in the tree move while she kept staring at me. Guys, I've used AI to fix my grammar and punctuation and structure, as English is not my first language, so don't come at me in the comments.